I'm Iz, and today I wanted to talk to you about rushing and defending. For a lot of new players, rushing can be very annoying, and that's because first, they're a new player and they don't fully understand the rules or how the game's played. For a lot of intermediate players, they still don't like the idea of rushing, and that's because they don't fully understand the strengths and weaknesses of their race and the strengths and weaknesses of the other race. A lot of races which are good rushers are then weak late game, and vice versa. Usually the races that are weak early game are then strong late game. Identifying what race you're versus and what their strengths and weaknesses are can help you manage what you should be doing. Obviously, scouting is vital to just confirm that fact, but if you're already aware of what that race is good at, then you'll find things a lot easier, and that's when builds come in, but that's a separate topic. Now, you've now worked out that the race you're up against is likely to rush. You scout and you see he is going to rush. Now, there's no point going straight for that tier 2 unit, the tanks or whatever, because you'll probably be dead by the time they come out. You can still go for those tanks, but just make sure you have something to defend yourself. One, if you're still going to go for those tanks straight away, then make sure you get some turrets up. Or what's probably best is to get some infantry plus some turrets out. Make sure you survive and obviously counter that threat, because there's no point losing early game and saying, well, if only I survived early game I would have won late game. Well, it doesn't matter, you're dead, you're out of the game, so there's no point. That's not the way you should be thinking. You should be thinking about how best to defend yourself once you're defended, and then going back to your original strategy. And that's the best advice I can give you. So if you do want to try to rush, obviously work out a unit which is cheap and viable for rushing. Preferably something which has a lot of building damage too, so obviously you can kill those pads or inflict as much damage as quickly as possible, and obviously make as many of them as you can. I hope this has been helpful. It is very important to work out what the strengths and weaknesses of other races are, and obviously scout, see if they're going to attack, and if they are going to attack, please get units out, because you will die, and there's no point just rage quitting and saying, oh well, he rushed, he's a noob, because that is part of the game. If you want to play the game, you got to learn the game, and it's just a matter of learning. Once you learn, it's very simple to beat a rush. You just got to learn how to stop it. And a lot of players may say, oh, but I don't want to learn that. Well, that's silly. You don't learn chess and then say, or any type of shooter and go, well, I don't want to learn how to bloody snipe, or or I don't want to learn how to headshot someone. I just want to spray them. Well, that's the name of the game. You gotta play to win, and you don't have to rush yourself. You can just defend it and then go to however you like to play. But you gotta work out what the strengths and weaknesses of the race. Be ready for it, counter it, and then if you beat it, then you can say, I beat his rush, or whatever it is. Hope you enjoyed this series, and I'll see you in the next video.